So with the highly anticipated anime series Yasuke coming out in the coming weeks, I wanted to do a deeper dive into the man who inspired that series. To be honest, when I first heard of this African samurai, I legit had to do a double take. Just like when I watched this iconic anime English dub scene.
When he died, I was so sad that I would never hear that voice again. His laugh. His funny little requests.
Touch me.
His reprimands.
Touch me harder.
I swear, if they played that clip in the US Capitol building, it would solve racism here in America. And yeah, that was an official English dub of the 2000 horror anime series, Ghost Stories. That's beside the point, and in the same vein of Nani moments, Yasuke's story almost sounded like a Key and Peele sketch. You got a 6'2" Mozambique man among 5'2" samurais in feudal 16th century Japan, decked out in some samurai drip, riding a horse alongside the Nobunaga Oda, speaking in fluent Japanese. Like, what in the Ghost in Tsushima, Black Excellence, we, Martin Luther King Jr., I Had a Dream, A Supreme Dream, Afro Samurai is going on here? Well, to be fair, this is the historical figure that Afro Samurai is based off of. So let's get on with it. We're talking about Jesuit Christian boys, samurais, and Black excellence. What more do you want in one video? Revi, kick the intro. So the main question you might have here is, how the fuck did Yasuke get from Mozambique, which is in Southeast Africa, to Kyoto, Japan, where our boy Nobunaga is chilling? Many historians speculated that he was abducted from an early age by Arab and Indian slave traders, and he ended up in Goa, India. 500 years ago, Goa was a city centered around trading, missionary, and military for the Portuguese. Unsurprisingly, Goa was also one of the largest centers for African slave trade. It was in this city where it was believed that Yasuke met Alessandro Vallenago, the most powerful Jesuit missionary of all of Asia. Alessandro then made Yasuke his valet and bodyguard. So Alessandro started to feel himself because he was able to spread the good word to the people of Portugal, Mozambique, and even India. Our man was like, yo, I need a challenge. I gotta hit up that final boss, the land of the rising sun, Japan. Thus, Alessandro and his Jesuit posse, including Yasuke the bodyguard, hopped on the iconic black ships of the Portuguese and pulled up to Nagasaki in 1579. Alessandro came to Japan thinking that samurais would be swapping in their samurai armor for a Gucci Jesuit robe, but all of Japan's 200 daimyos were like, nah, we don't do that here. Little did Alessandro know that his party pulled up to one of the most bloodiest civil wars in Japan, the era of the warring states, the Sengoku period. Alessandro had to quickly alter his plan and kind of go on the defense. Yasuke stepped up to the plate by using his military experience to detect risks for the Jesuits, he trained militiamen, and he even learned Japanese martial arts and sword skills. Meanwhile, Yasuke was doing that, Alessandro will be going to these LinkedIn networking events with nearby feudal lords to curry favor and protection. Yasuke would also eventually follow along because he was Alessandro's bodyguard, and boy, did he turn some heads. Some accounts even stated that Yasuke caused such a sensation that people will be climbing over one another to get the smallest glimpse of him, and in that process, some people even got crushed to death. It was damn near like Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, walking around Beijing, China. Then in 1581, at one particular networking event, this Jesuit party ran into someone that you probably heard of. His name is Nobunaga Oda, the most powerful daimyo of the time, the poster child of the Oda clan, and someone who commanded over 100,000 troops. Despite being the feudal lord many believed would unite all of Japan, even this powerful man was speechless when he first met Yasuke. Nobunaga literally thought Yasuke was Daigoku Kuten, a god of prosperity, usually represented by black statues and temples. He then made Yasuke strip from the waist up and made him scrub his skin because he thought Yasuke's skin was colored by black ink, aka my mans was shooting a racist Dove TV commercial. Eventually, Alessandro gave Yasuke to Nobunaga as a welcoming gift, and from there, the rest was history. Yasuke and Oda connected on many different levels, and he was able to entertain Oda with tales from Africa and India. This fondness Oda had towards Yasuke really came to Yasuke's advantage because he was able to progress pretty far within the Oda family. He came in as a page or bodyguard to Oda, but soon enough, he became a full-fledged samurai under him. In line of becoming a samurai, Yasuke received servants, property, and even stipends. In addition, the new samurai was brought into Nobunaga's inner entourage. I wish I could say that Yasuke and Nobunaga rode off into the sunset, but for my Japanese history buffs, y'all know what's about to go down. Sadly, this teen romantic drama was short-lived. However, before we get to that part of the story, let me take you to October 1581, which was Yasuke's first military campaign with Nobunaga's troops against the Iga province. And fun fact, this province consisted of an independent ninja country. Residents of this ninja province practiced their own techniques of espionage, medicine, warfare, and even assassination. Actually, what led to Oda go full Itachi genocide mode on this village of the Hidden Leaf was for two primary reasons. Firstly, he was disgusted these ninja systems did not have a ranking system, and there is no distinction between high and low and rich and poor. Secondly, and probably the main reason, was because his son Oda Nobuo got his ass whooped by the Hidden Leaf village 2 years prior. A group of 4,000 ninjas trapped Nobuo's 12,000 troops in a foggy valley, and it was a complete massacre. It was so bad that Oda samurais were killing each other in friendly fire, others were committing seppuku, and I'm pretty sure at some point, some of them even got caught up in Naruto's sexy jutsu. Completely embarrassed, Nobunaga Oda took it personally, so he pulled up with 40,000 troops against the Iga ninja stronghold that had a measly army of 4,000 ninjas. I mean, forget about Oda's savagery, I want to see these ninjas' reaction against Yasuke. I'm pretty sure when many of these guys were fleeing away, they bumped into the 6'2" Black Greek god and they just heard JoJo's Bizarre Adventure music playing in the background. I don't know why, but I see this final boss walking around, killing dozens of ninjas with each swing of a sword. After this overwhelming Oda victory, Yasuke's second campaign was sadly his last one. And this campaign is centered around the infamous Honnoji incident, where Nobunaga's general Akeji Mizuhide attacked his Kyoto residence in a coup. Ultimately, Oda's forces were overwhelmed, and so Oda decided to commit seppuku in one of the inner rooms. Yasuke was also at this battle, but once his lord committed suicide, he joined Nobunaga's heir, Oda Nobutada, and fought along his side at Nijo Castle. Sadly, the Oda samurais ultimately lost the battle, and the captured black samurai was brought before Akeji. The warlord allegedly said that because the black man was an animal, as well as not Japanese, he does not deserve death, but just taken to the Christian church down the street. I mean, I'll take my Freeman card, but bro, that's pretty fucked up. With no lord to serve, Yasuke officially became a ronin, a samurai with no master. And to really add additional mystery to Yasuke's lore, he pretty much disappeared from the history books after that. Many historians speculated that Yasuke became a Jesuit bodyguard again, a sailor, or even a pirate. Even though Yasuke's recorded history only amounts to around 2 years, the average length time of a Kardashian marriage, you can't argue the captivation of seeing this man go from an African slave to serving one of the most powerful warlords of all of feudal Japan. Heck, despite of it being 500 years later, you got people like me still talking about this amazing man. If you guys want to learn more about Yasuke, I highly recommend you check out Yasuke the anime that's dropping mid-April. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learned something new. This has been your boy Yi-Man. Peace out.
沈むように溶けてゆくように二人だけの空が広がる夜にだんだんだんだん